You are now tuned in to the Healing Hotgirl Podcast, made for women who are finally giving themselves permission to show up as the women they always knew they could be. If you're here, that means you're ready for an upgrade. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode. Hey, Healing Hotgirls, and welcome back to the next episode of the podcast. So, as you all know, this is our podathon, and today we have another special guest with us. We're going to let her introduce herself really quick.
Hi, I'm Kai's mom, and I am definitely a healing hot girl.
What do you do, Mom?
I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, the best rich auntie ever. And,
Period.
Yeah, and I'm out here living my life.
So we're going to jump right in. You know, the Healing Hot Girl does not cut corners.
Yes.
We talk that talk,
yes.
Raw, uncomfortable, all of it.
I'm ready. I'm here for it.
All right, as long as you know what you signed up for. Okay. So we're going to talk about love. Okay. So I want to ask you, what is your definition of love?
I don't really have a definition of love, but I do know that when someone loves you, you'll feel it. You don't have to ask them. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to inquire about it. Mm-hmm. That love is something that you really feel. And if that person thinks about you, they know you, and they want to make you happy. Mm-hmm. So when they want to make you happy, they'll do things to, give you what you, right, to show you.
Yeah.
It's more of an action word to me. It's not really no definition in my opinion.
Okay, I love that. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to self-love, I know you had you being a single mom, you haven't really had time to invest in yourself because you were so on the go. You had to do this, you had to do that. Now that you're older and your kids are older, how has that changed? Like, what does self-care look like for you now?
Self-care for me is putting myself first, honestly. Meaning, if you have a regimen, mm-hmm. a regimen like your face, your body, working out, mm-hmm. even if it's like you're taking your medication, if you have to take medication, taking it on time and actually taking it, mm-hmm. Going to see the doctors, make your doctor's appointments, take care of your mouth, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't take care of their mouths.
That's true.
But also getting to know yourself, taking time to, really realize, okay, I'm the, can I say it? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the shit. You got to realize it. And you got to make sure that you put in the effort to know yourself or to learn yourself. As mm-hmm. a single mom, the majority of my time was spent on caring for my kids. Mm-hmm. It was spent on making sure that they had all the necessities and all of the things that some of the things that they want that I could afford. Mm-hmm. So there was no time for me. There was no time for me to get my hair done. There was no time for me to get my nails done. Now, baby, you see, I get my nails done, my hair. I'll buy a wig with nails.
Oh, we did say real and raw, huh? Uncut.
Right. Even like if you see something that you want, mm-hmm. like a pair of sneakers, a bag. So that's what self-care is like for me at the age of 50 plus.
Okay. So how did you even decide to make that transition? Like, because I know it could be difficult first of all, it could be difficult to change, period. But from being in survival mode and transitioning to, okay, it's time for me to make me a priority. How did you flip that switch?
It's definitely a process. Mm-hmm. And what happened for me was I had an illness. And the illness could have taken me out, or it could have given me a new lease on life. Mm. And it gave me a new lease on life.
Okay.
I know my kids were grown. They didn't need me as much. I started my business. My mom had passed, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And it was like an eye-opening moment to where I needed to do something for me, something for myself. Mm-hmm. When you pour so much into everyone, it's very difficult for you to no longer pour into them and to pour into yourself. But that life-changing experience is what changed it for me. It's what put me on the radar. It put me at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Because I can't help my kids, I can't help my family members if I'm not here.
Right.
So that was the turning point for me. And it was a process. I'm still doing it. I'm still learning. And I realized that next year is my year of yes for me.
I hear that.
And it's the year of me. And that's what I'm focused on.
I
so
love
that you heard it today. Next year, don't ask me for nothing because it's all about me.
I hear that. Listen, I'm with you when you're right. Okay. Let's talk about friendships. I come to you a lot of times about my friendships, and I know a big thing that you push for me is to compartmentalize people. I don't do a good job at it, but compartmentalizing people. How did you figure that out? Like, because I feel like once I started, it's crazy because me and Jaleesa was just talking about this. When you talk to somebody or when you make a friend, it's like, oh my gosh, you're my friend. I want to do everything with you. We got to go here. We got to do this. But that's not the role that they're supposed to play. Right. So how did you come to start compartmentalizing people? And can you give us a little, the scoop on your categories if you have some?
Well, to compartmentalize friends, it's what they give you.
Okay.
You have to be observant. In any relationship that you start, in any relationship that you're in, if you're always the giver, red flag.
Okay.
You're never on the receiving end, so you wouldn't even know if that person is able to give. But if that person doesn't initiate giving themselves, giving to you as a friend or whomever, then that's when they get to be placed in a separate bucket. Okay. We can spend time with each other. We can hang out. But you don't have full access to me anymore.
Okay.
Like that full access, when you give people full access to you, that means they have basically access to everything in your life. Right. And they don't deserve to have that. So you have to put people in different buckets. So you have the people that you want to hang out and party with because you know they're going to turn up. Then you have the people that you may want to go to church with because they have a faithful side. Then you have the people that, you want to gossip with. And if they gossiping with you, they won't gossip about you.
Listen, I'm with you when you're right.
So, yeah, but when it's very rare that you find a you in somebody else. You know what you give as a friend. You know what you do as a friend. And it's very rare. But when you do find that person that's like you, then you hold on to that person because that means that, that's a good person, a good fit. But yeah, everyone is not gonna fit. You definitely have to let the chips fall where they may and let them fall where they may.
So when it comes to friendship values, would you say your values for your friends have changed over time?
My values have not changed.
No.
Because I still want me in somebody else. I'm the friend that if we're having a conversation and you're telling me about something that you may need, I'm the friend that's going to have, the next time I see you, you're going to have that. Wow. That's me. If you don't have a friend that's doing that for you, that's not a true friend. So I try my best to, if they don't think about me the way I think about them or put me in a position where they think about me, yeah, I gotta let them go. I mean, I gotta let them, keep them at a distance. They'll still be cool with me, but we gotta keep a distance.
Oh my gosh, I know everybody is gonna rave when I ask this question because I really want to know the answer. As a mom, you guys usually are able to sift through our fake friends. How do you know?
Again, it's about observation.
Okay.
As a mother, you want to protect your kids. You want to protect them. You want to prevent them from falling into maybe things that you fell into, thinking that you had friends and they weren't really your friends. Yeah. When, as a mom, I see this person or these people, when they come around, they always got their hand out. They always got their hand out, and they'll sit and chat with you about this girl, that that boy, that. But they never share theirs. They never share their tea. They never share. They could be plotting. They could be your friend, and they could be plotting against you.
That's true.
And as a mom, I don't know if it's just a natural thing. Yeah. But I can see when my kids, when their so-called friends was not really their friends. No. And as a mom, you have to learn your position and you have to guide your child. Because if you tell them that person ain't your friend, they're going to stick to that person. Right. They're going to stick to that person harder. And we don't want that.
Right.
So I'm going to let you, think, but I'm going to have a conversation with you and say, listen, girl, did you see that? Or did you witness that? Or what does her mom say? Or is she sharing that? What does his mother say? And 9 times out of 10, their mama don't know nothing about what happened.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I just, it's something that I've been able to do. I've been grateful to be able to.
That is just so crazy.
Your friends and not so friends.
That's crazy because a lot of mothers are like that. I'm like, is it intuition? What is it?
It's observation. And it's protection mode. We want to protect our kids, period. I don't want my kids to go through. Well, I didn't even go through that because I could count on one hand how many friends I had growing up.
Wow.
People that I've called friends. I had associates. We used to call them associates. They were associates. They're people we socialize with every now and again. But they're not coming to my house. They're not coming to have dinner. They're not coming to have breakfast. They're not coming to have a hero sandwich. We're not splitting a hero sandwich or a slice of pizza. We not no. So yeah, y'all need to learn that associates thing because everybody ain't your friend.
Well, we need to bring that back, it sounds like. So I want to ask, in your opinion, do you think you can be a good friend if you don't have self-love? Or will it look more like people-pleasing than being a friend?
Yes, definitely. I think that if you don't have self-love, you can be a friend. I don't know how much of a good friend you could be because you're not even good to yourself.
That's true. At what age do we stop picking bugaboos?
Platonic or relationship-wise?
Relationships.
So, unfortunately, there's no age limit on picking bugaboos. I think the only way that you can avoid that is knowing yourself a little more. When you take the time to know yourself, you know what are deal breakers and what are not. You know what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to tolerate. If you know those things, Boogaboo won't be able to make his way in the door. Because you would peep it. Red flag. Where's your red flag?
Right.
You would peep it. Right? I remember I was talking to someone and I loathe smoking. The person would come around me, no smoking. And then one day he got very comfortable and his fingers smelled like cigarettes. And I said, well, what's that on your fingers?
Because you know you got a supersonic nose.
I have very, very sensitive senses. And, I was doing such and such from... Brother, hello. Now, smoking and excessive drinking are deal breakers for me. I'm not tolerating that. I just can't. And that is, he pulled the wool over my eyes when it came to that. Good thing I didn't get too close. But the point is, there's no age limit when you stop picking boogaboos. It's about your discernment. About your discernment about the things that you want, willing to accept, and some people just will accept a man or a woman.
That's true.
And that's not, you're not getting what you want, and in the end, you're gonna be miserable.
So I feel like that leads me to this next question of why I see a lot of older women settling in relationships. And I feel like I only ask this question because I feel like it affects the child as well. Coming up, seeing someone who's not really dealing with too great of a man, it's like, what do I have to look up to? So I want to ask you, why do a lot of women tend to settle in relationships? Like, what's happening there in their mind?
It's back to the self-love thing. Some people just want a warm body. Even if the warm body don't have a job.
Wow.
Even if the warm body belongs to somebody else.
I'll be damned.
And their standards are low because they're afraid to be alone. And you don't have to be alone. Find something else to do, goddammit. To be someone's side piece. You're never going to get what you want. Ever. If you want that relationship, that committed relationship where that person thinks of you first, that person, wants to make sure you're happy, you're not gonna get that because he got a whole another wife.
I never understood that though. Like,
it's just that they don't care. I can't say that they don't care. It's just that they're thinking about, oh, I need to have someone in my life. You don't. You don't need to have someone else's person in your life. And you want to split up the time where he's with you, and then he's sneaking with you, but he's spending his time with his wife.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean,
and if he's not being a good husband to her, why would he be a good husband to you or a good partner?
He's not.
Like,
again, it's the idea or the concept. I don't want to be alone, but you really are, because the holidays you're alone.
Right, because you got an excuse as to why the person can't show up. But my thing is, this happens in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. He literally tells you how it's going to play out.
It's unfortunate, but you don't want that for yourself, and you don't want that for your children. You want someone who I can't even say belongs to you, but who wants to be strictly with you and only you.
Right.
That's what you want. And if he can't give you that, then he's not the one, because in the end, you're going to be getting the short end of the stick, and you're not going to get what you want.
Right.
So why even bother?
So I know I have, but have you ever been in a situation where you settled?
For a man?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't settle. I'm sorry.
You've never been in a situation where you settled?
Settling?
Like, ever? Or when you look back and it's like, damn, I probably settled for that.
Settled? No. I can't say I settled. See, in any relationship that I've been in, it's been on my terms.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah. Like,
it's been on my terms. I'm sort of like the dude where if I don't want to spend time with you, I don't want to spend time with you. I got things to do, you know?
Oh my God, yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate. Most of my relationships have really been on my terms, with the exception of my first love.
Okay.
My first love, I didn't know anything about love, and then when he passed away, I didn't think I could ever fall in love again, right? I didn't think I would love anyone else, and I think I cared for them, but I don't think it was the love like I had with my first love. So when I dealt with people, it was really at my convenience. I'm gonna honestly say it was at.
And you're still doing that?
I'm still.
Oh my God. Well, that knocks everything out the park. I thought you was going to be like, yes, girl, I settled before. I'm like, oh my God, I got to follow up. She said, absolutely not. I think not. So when you look, I know you don't go looking. Do you, does what you're looking for change as you get older?
Yes, it does.
So how have things shifted from maybe when you were around my age to how old you are now?
So when I was around your age, it was really more about companionship.
Okay.
Right? Find somebody that likes to do the things you like to do. Find somebody who actually cares. Finding somebody who was goal driven, who had desires for more, wanted to build. That's what you look for when you're younger. As you get older, I'm not trying to build anybody. This ain't Build-A-Bear. I'm not trying to build. Because I've done what I needed to do, right? I've raised my children, and it's at a point now where, okay, what you bringing to the table? Right? What you bringing to the table? Do you spend time with your children if you have children? Right? Did you raise your children if you have children? So it changes because these are things that should have already taken place.
Okay.
Now, do you have a job? Do you have a retirement account? Because we at a stage in our lives.
You got insurance.
Right, you got life insurance. Do you own your own home? You don't have to own your own home, but do you got your own apartment? Right? Are you up to date on your bills? There are some important things. Do you have medical insurance?
Yeah, because that's serious. Because you can't get on mine.
Right. So, yeah, when you get older, there are certain things. Now, on top of that, are you an excessive drinker? What do you spend your free time doing? Do you like to go out? Because, see, at this stage, we don't have little ones. So we should be able to be freely moving about the city, doing things, traveling. Or do you got your passport?
Right.
You got your passport.
Do you got your passport? Do you got any stamps in it?
Right.
Is it expired?
The stamps though, but just do you got the passport?
Is it expired?
Yes, time to travel. Like, have you ever been on a plane?
I love that because I think a lot of us are moving like that now. Even though we're not really worried about the, some of the other stuff, but like just how we are advancing to, it's like if you're not bringing nothing, I don't got nothing for you either. Right. That's just what it is, and I feel like women as a collective are standing on business basically. Like we're doing what needs to be done. And I love that. I'm living for that. So I want to ask you a question really quick about dating. I don't feel like I've ever had a dating phase. I feel like I just used to get into relationships, or air quote relationships, like, oh my gosh, this is my boo. Not too much. Okay. Not too much. So when you know how they say you have to ask the right questions on the first date. What are some questions that you would push me to ask on a first date? Like someone who's around their 20s looking to date. What would you want to ask?
Okay, so your first date actually should be something very small, not dinner. You should go to like a cafe where y'all can chit chat because you'll both be relaxed. When you are on a first date, you tend to be a little nervous, and a lot of people overshare. And you want it to be very relaxed, you want it to be very comfortable, and you want to just vibe with the person. Okay. And there's no set of questions, but the question about mom, the relationship with mom, what do they have, where do they see their future? Not that 5-year rule or next year. What's your plan for next year? Right, because being that you guys are younger, it needs to be a shorter time frame. Okay. When you're talking about 5 years, that's, you should be like 26, 27, giving the 5-year plan, but that's not even a conversation for a first date. Right. You do need to get to know the actual person, their likes and dislikes, what type of food you like, where was the furthest place you traveled, little small things to get to know the person. Don't get too serious, don't get too heavy. Yeah. Don't, just try to keep it light. That's it, the first date. Keep it cute. Right. Keep it cute, Keep it cute. Make sure you smell good, honey. Because they say. You can see that scent that is going to bring him in. Don't.
You're trying to draw me.
Right.
Oh my God.
And he can get drawn to your scent. Right? He can get drawn to your scent. He don't want no. Make sure you have fresh breath. Just small things like that. But nothing heavy. Don't have no coffin breath.
Don't eat no onions or no everything bagel.
Or onion bagel. Don't do that.
Don't do it to yourself.
Some gum or some fresh mint.
But no, you're gonna have to brush your teeth or something, because that don't even get rid of everything bagel. Like I tried that the other day. I had to brush my teeth on the way out.
And also be mindful of what you order when you go out, right? Don't get nothing too crazy. That's why I say go to a cafe, something light where you don't have to. Because if you want to leave, you can just leave. Right. You won't have to worry about a big bill. You can put you know what I'm saying? Just keep it light for your first date. Now the second date, if you feel like you risky and you want to take that next chance, then you go to a restaurant and then you get a little more deeper into his history, his past, and then you can tell some things about yourself. But again, don't overshare. He don't need to know you was dealing with Ray for 10 years and Ray was a dirty dog. No, don't bring up that. Let that go.
That's so crazy. They be saying stuff like that on TikTok because they say a lot of women act so surprised when they get a good man. Yeah. And that just shows that they never really had a good man. Right. So it's like when you do stuff like that, I feel like it kind of opens the door for them to be like, oh, this is what she accepted? I don't got to pull out all the stops.
That's where oversharing is prevented. You don't overshare. He gonna find out about Ray eventually.
Yeah, because Ray gonna come back into the picture because he jealous. He jealous.
Just don't overshare. Please, ladies, I implore you, don't overshare.
Even if it's not in relationships. I'm learning that too, not to overshare. When people ask me questions, I used to get, I used to get a lot of messages surrounding, like, if you would post on the internet. And it's like, what's your mom? Who's your mom talking about? And I'm like, oh, girl, blah, 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 blah. But then when I got older, I'm like, girl, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't. Right. You're not obligated to share. And I think that's what we need to learn, too. Like, you're not obligated to give this long, drawn-out answer. Like, if you can't make an appointment, I'm trying to tell you, oh, girl, I have to go through this and this and this. Just say you can't make it, babe. You know, like, it's okay.
It's like it annoys me. It annoys me. It really do. Like, when somebody wants to come to you and ask you for something, and they give you this long, drawn-out story for 10 minutes, I cut them off and say, well, what exactly do you want from me?
Right. What are you looking for?
You don't need all of this. If you need $50, just tell me. I got the $50. I'll tell you if I got it or if I don't got it.
Right.
But I don't need all of that. No. You can save that for somebody else. I'm not with it.
I'm not with it.
Right. Just tell me what you want so I can move on, because I got a busy schedule. I got things to do.
You on time. Time is money. You hear me? So, look, I want to ask you really quick about mother-daughter relationships. Because I feel like our relationship is cute. But, no, for real. I feel like our relationship is cute. But sometimes I just be like, girl, all right, not too much, you know? So I want to ask you, how do you think we came to have this kind of relationship? Because I know sometimes kids are afraid to ask their parents certain things or to talk about things to their parents. So how can someone else, I don't want to say imitate, but like strengthen the relationship with their parents?
I think it's more about communication. If your parents are good communicators, they will communicate to their kids when they're disappointed, when they're happy with them, whatever. And say, for instance, I'm upset with you. You know this. No one else knows this, or maybe my son knows this. I could be upset with you and I could tell you about yourself. But you know what I'm going to do after I finish? You want something to eat?
Exactly.
Right. You want to go somewhere? Do you want to ride with me? Like, I'm not for holding grudges and holding on to anger, especially when it comes to my kids.
Right.
Right? So that right there is our relationship. That's our normalcy, right? So I honestly would say to someone else, to have a relationship similar to ours, is you really have to communicate with your kids. And your kids will respect you. For saying, okay, if I'm wrong, yeah, girl, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But, right, apologize to your kids. As mothers, apologize to your children. Admit when you're wrong. And move on. A lot of parents are afraid to express to their kids their disappointment. Why are you afraid to tell your kid you're disappointed in them? And as a parent, what you holding on to? They done already did it, right? Now let's rebuild.
Right.
Whatever it is that you did wrong, and you know I done told you did it wrong. Now let's figure out how we can fix it. Whatever it is, whatever the situation is, let's fix it.
And I think that's the part that gets most people, the rebuilding. Yeah.
And a lot of parents, I've witnessed, a lot of parents are broken. They're just broken, and they don't care to be fixed. So what happens is they raise broken kids. All of their brokenness, they spill it out and start cutting up their kids. All their pieces is scraping their kids, scratching their kids, and they don't see it. As parents, you got to get help yourself. Right. And you got to learn to apologize to your children for the mistakes you made. Nobody is a perfect parent.
Right.
There's no perfect parent. There's no perfect parenting. There's no way.
There's no guide.
No. But to explain to your kid, talk to your children. Talk to them. And don't talk to them and command them and demand them and all. You can't talk down to your kids in this day and age. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but these millennials,
we said what we said.
They want you to sit eye to eye. And I don't understand how when these older people look at TikTok and look at Instagram and they see their friends moving and shaking, doing all this, they're easily impressed by that too. So why is it that you can be impressed by it but your kids can't? You're basically changing how you see yourself from watching somebody else.
And a lot of it might not even be the real them.
It's not. Because we all want our best self to be put on
Forward,
social media for the world to see. But half of y'all, when you take your wigs off, what's under there? Or when you take your makeup off, listen, as you get older, those little, what do you call them? The dark circles under your eyes, they there.
That also boils down to self-love.
Yes.
Like, even though you wear makeup and even though you dress a certain way when you're going out, at the end of the day, you still got to love how you look without that stuff. You got to feel a certain way without that stuff.
Listen, get into the practice of looking yourself in the mirror and telling yourself, I love you no matter what. Barefaced, standing in your bra and panty. I wouldn't say standing there naked.
I would say standing there naked. You need to see all, you need to see everything.
Right. See yourself for who you are. You know? And if there's something that you don't like about yourself, try to work on it. I'm not saying it's going to change overnight, but you know what? During the week of Thanksgiving, I was sick as a dog. And I lost 10 pounds, y'all. I lost 10 pounds during Thanksgiving. You know, I would overeat. But let me tell you, I'm so proud of losing that little 10 pounds. Granted, it was sickness. But I lost it.
Right.
And you know how much, like, when you bend down to do certain things and your belly don't get in the way, that's a plus for your self-love portion.
Right. I love that.
Change it.
Change it up. Man, I know I'll make a song out of anything. So using only 3 words, what's one thing you would tell your 27-year-old self?
You got this.
Oh, man, that made me cry.
Yeah. You got this.
And that's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You got this. Yeah. I need you to look at the camera when you say it.
The struggle does not last forever. Stick with it. You got this, baby.
I love that. Oh my God. We're going to wrap on that note because that was beautiful. So I'm super glad that you were here with us. We love having Mocha Queen, the Mocha Queen, MQ, here with us today. We do have another episode coming with her. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget that hot girls need healing too, but that's okay because that's what we're here for. I love y'all. We'll see y'all in the next episode.